Problem number 6 on the AV2 review worksheet is quite complicated. We have to figure out how many bags of concrete he has to buy, Mr. Dimmitt, that is, to make his patio and his sidewalk. Let's start by looking at the patio. The patio is a regular hexagon. So I can find the area of that regular hexagon by taking 1/2 snaw. And I know the side length is 11.55. I know that the apothem is 10. And I know the number of sides is 6. That's going to give me the area in feet of that hexagon. So multiplying that all out, I end up with 346.5 feet squared. Now I want to turn that into a volume. So if I think about what I need to do to turn that into a volume, I would have to take the area of the base times capital H, which is the height. Well, let's go back up here and look at capital H. Right here it says he needs to pour the concrete 3 inches deep. Well, I want feet. I can't multiply this whole thing times 3. That would tell me what happens if it's 3 feet deep. So I need to multiply by 3/12 of a foot. For those of you that are really gifted with your fraction multiplying, you will notice that that is the same as multiplying by 1/4 of a foot. If I've done my corrections correctly, that gives me 86.625 cubic feet. And that's for the patio. Let's go back and look at the pathway. For the pathway, I've got a trapezoid. I can see it right here. And I know that my trapezoid will have an area of 1/2 base 1 plus base 2. Well, the bases are 16 and 20. Those are my 2 parallel sides. And I can see that little h will be 5. Adding those gives me 36. Dividing that by 2 gives me 18. Multiplying that times 5 gives me 90 feet square. But again, I know that I'm going to pour the concrete to a depth of 3 inches, which happens to be 1/4 of a foot. Or you can just say that the volume of that walkway will be 22.5 feet cubed. So if I add those two together, I'll have the volume in feet cubed of Mr. Dimmitt's concrete that he has to pour. Here's the problem. If I want to figure out how much it costs, I have to go back and look at, I can't seem to erase that, but I have to go back and look at how much it costs, and it says 1 yard cubed will be $9. I don't have yards cubed. I have feet cubed. I have to take my 2 feet cubed values and turn them into yard cubed values. So let's take a look at what that would entail. Adding the 2 volumes that I have in feet gives me, I'm doing this on the spot here, so if I make an error, please be lenient. I believe it's 109.125 feet cubed. Now, it just so happens that in every cubic yard, there are 27 cubic feet. So in order to change this into cubic yards, I have to divide that number by 27. That'll give me my yards cubed. Once I have that, I'm probably going to have to round up, because I know that they're not going to sell me parts of a bag of concrete mix. So you'll take this number right here, round it up to the next yard, or next cubic yard, and multiply it by 9. That will give you the dollar amount.